Man United lost to Leicester City is the last worrying sign that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a man without a plan. There was still applause for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as he went over to acknowledge their support following United's 4-2 defeat at the King Power Stadium. But how long can performances such as this one be tolerated as expectations rise? Almost 3 years into the job, the early signs this season suggest that Manchester United are still not good enough to compete for the title. 8 games in and they are a trip to the 3 favorites. 3 teams are called by Champions League winning managers. Solskjaer was quick to stress that it is allowed for his goalkeeper to make saves, but the problem for United is that sometimes the individual heroics will not be enough. Diego was just as impressive again at Leicester and yet he still conceded 4 goals. It is almost a quarter of a century since a team won the Premier League without averaging 2 points per game. Solskjaer will remember that as it was United during his first season at the club as a player. Under his management, it still looks beyond them. When the player team with an organization and methodology, they are going to get pulled apart and that is what is happening, Gary Neville told Sky Sports on Saturday. Leicester have had problems of their own plate, the victory over United ending a run of 4 games without a win. It was the consequence of a conspicuous plan devised by the coach and executed by the players. At Leicester, Purple was alongside the aging Nemanja Matic. The central midfield players were not pressing, said Rodgers, so we could be patient and move the ball through the pitch into some really good areas where we could put pressure on the back line. Some of the passengers of play were damning. It was sabotage stuff from Leicester at United's static midfield was bypassed. Yuri Tielemans able to peel off and pick out Madison in those not-so-little pockets. They didn't have to move it that quickly. We were too easy to play through, acknowledged Solskjaer. I would not say that it's only Nemanja and Paul, it is the team as a whole. We need to be compact, we need to be more aggressive. I think we deal with the runs in behind well enough, but maybe by chopping off a bit, we gave them too much space. England set for Wembley Stadium ban as UEFA consider punishment for Euro 2020 final crowd trouble. There were serious disturbances when England played Italy on Sunday, July 11, as ridiculous fans fought with stewards and police officers and forced their way into the stadium. The FA has requested a personal hearing on Monday, but the governing body's representatives will not have to travel to UEFA's headquarters in Switzerland because the proceedings are being held remotely by video conference. The early scenes at July's final have raised serious questions about the FA's ability to host the World Cup in 2030, which is considering bidding for with the other home nations and Ireland. Also, the final was supposed to be a day of national celebration for England. Problems around Wembley became apparent at least 5 hours before kickoff. Wembley's capacity for the final had been reduced from 90,000 to 60,000 because of COVID restrictions, and many ticketless fans were aware there would be 30,000 empty seats in the crowd. Olympic Way was packed by 3 p.m. and 2 hours later, fans were finding it difficult to reach the stadium because of the sheer volume of people. Fans reported seeing people taking chairs and urinating openly as they tried to make their way to the stadium. It's after the game had kicked off and Luke Shaw had given England an early lead. A Wembley Stadium statement denied that any fans without tickets had got into the game. The statement said the authorities were dealing with an incident at the outer security perimeter of the stadium.